So today I am going to discuss about the do while loop and the nested for loop. Do while loop. Do while loop control structure. Do while loop control structure. So we know that for any loop, the three expressions are compulsory. One is initialization, another is condition, another is increment or decrement. So here we shall see the rule for do while loop. Rule for do while loop. So rule is initialization, then do, this is the block of statement, here comes the increment or decrement, close the block, then here comes the while condition. After condition, it should be terminated by the semicolon. Here, statement 1, statement 2, etc. Statement 1, statement 2, etc. So these three expressions are common for all the for loops. Either it can be a for loop or while loop or do while loop. One is initialization, another is condition, increment or decrement expression. Here, after initialization, you are executing the block. Of statement. Then you are incrementing or decrementing the variable. Later you are testing the condition. If the condition is true, again you are executing the block set of statement. Then increment or decrement. Then you test the condition. If it is true, again you are executing the block set of statement. Then increment or decrement. Test the condition. When the condition is false, then only you are coming outside. And executing statement 1, statement 2, etc. All the remaining statements are executed. In this do while loop, at least once the block set of statements are executed. This is called a post-test loop. Post-test loop are also called as exit control loop. See here once again, first initialization will take place, then it will directly execute the block. Here it will not test the condition. First it will execute the block of statement, then increment or decrement of the variable. Later you are testing the condition for true or false. So in the case of do while loop, at least one time the block set of statements are executed. That's why it is called as exit control loop. When you are exiting, there only you are testing whether the condition is true or false. If it is true, again block of statements are executed. If it is false, come outside and remaining statements are executed. It is called post-test. Post means afterwards. So first you are executing the block, then you are testing the condition. But in case of while loop and do while loop, in case of while loop and for loop, I am writing the while loop. Then statement 1, statement 2, etc. But in case of while loop, first you are testing the condition. Before you are executing the block of statement, first you are testing the condition. If the testing condition is first of all it is false, then you are not executing the block statement. You are directly coming outside. So this kind of loops are called as pre-test loop. Pre-test loop control structure, or also called as entry controlled. entry controlled. Entry controlled loop control structure. After initialization, directly you are testing the condition. If while testing the condition, first time itself is false means this it is not executed even one time also. You are directly coming outside. But in case of do while loop, it is not like that. First you are executing the block, then you are testing the condition. Then you are testing the condition. That's why it is called as post test loop or exit controlled loop. Even in case of for loop also. For loop. First you are testing the condition, then you are executing the block of statements. For loop. For initialization, then condition, then increment or decrement, increment or decrement, then block. So after initialization, you are testing the condition. When the condition is false, directly you are coming outside. You are not executing the block even once also. If the first time condition test is false. But in case of while loop, it is not like, do while loop, it is not like that. First you are executing the block. Increment, decrement, then you are testing the condition. So this is the difference between the entry control loop and exit control loop. This is also entry controlled. So entry is controlled by the condition. If the first time condition is false, you are not executing the block. But here after executing the block, you are testing the condition. So for loop and while loop are entry controlled. Entry control loop or pre-test loop. So first you are testing the condition, then you are executing the block of statement. So while loop and do while loop are also called as entry control loop or pre-test loop, while loop and for loop. Do while loop is called as exit control loop or post-test loop. Post-test loop. Now we shall see the flowchart how the do while loop executes. How the do while loop will execute. So first it will be initialization. Initialization. Then you are executing the block of statement directly. Block of statement. Then increment or decrement. Increment or decrement. After increment or decrement, then you are testing the condition. Then you are testing the condition. If the condition is true, then again you are executing the block of statements, increment or decrement, test the condition. If the condition is true, then again go to block, increment, decrement, condition, test the condition. If it is true, block. Whenever it is false, then only you are coming outside and executing statement 1, statement 2, etc. All the remaining statements are executed. But in case of do while loop, first the block statements are executed at least one. Then you are testing the condition. So this is do while loop is also called as exit control loop or post test loop. Post test loop. Now we shall see with an example program. Example. So this is an example program for do while loop. Example program for do while loop. So here I have taken one variable I. So what is the first statement? First statement here it is initialize. I am initializing the value of I to 1. I to 1. Now do means directly inside. Do this block of statement first. Do. So what I am writing here? Here I am displaying the message hello. Hello. Now I am incrementing the value of I by 1. I is equal to I plus 1 or I plus plus. So I value will become 2. 2. Now it is testing the condition. Whether 2 is less than or equal to 5? Yes. 2 is less than 5. The condition is true. The condition is true means again inside. Inside the block. Execute. So printf hello. Again it will display hello. I plus plus. Earlier value of I is 2. Now I will become 3. Earlier it is 1. Now I plus plus will become 3. Now test the condition. 3 is less than or equal to 5? Yes. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Again inside the block. So printf hello. Printf hello. I plus plus. I is 4. Increment or decrement. Now test the condition. Now 4. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes, it is less than or equal to 5. True. True means inside the block. So what is the block it is containing? Printf hello. Hello. I plus plus. The current value of I is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. Now while. Is 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes, true. Test the condition. True. Inside the block. So what is inside the block? Printf hello. Hello. I plus plus. The current value of I is 5. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now test the condition. Test the condition. Is 6 is less than or equal to 5? 6 is less than or equal to 5? The condition is false. False means then only you are coming outside. So then the statement 1, statement 2, these are world. So printf world. Printf world. So this is the output of this do while loop program. So this is first time at least once hello is executed. Hello is displayed onto the output screen. At least once. Clear everybody? Do while loop?
Sir, I have a doubt, sir.
Sir.
Yes?
Sir, int I and I equal 1 both are initialization only, no, sir?
Int I is equal to 1.
Both are initialization only, no, sir?
This is declaration, this is initialization. I is equal to 1 is initialization. Int I is the variable declaration. We have to declare the variable before using that variable.
Sir, can't we write in the same line, sir? Int I semicolon I equal to 1, or we are writing same?
You can write like this also.
Yeah,
You
just
can write like this also. It's your way.
okay, sir, I'm asking.
While declaring the variable, you are assigning the initial value. You can do like that also. Now we have seen some of the programs we have written by using the while loop and for loop. Now I will show that one of the program by using the do while loop also. Do while loop. Now program to find factorial of a number using do while loop. Using do while loop. So now int main. So what are the variables we require for finding the factorial of a number? One is n. We need n, I and fact. We know how to calculate that one. Initial value of the n we read by using the scanf. I will loop from 1 to n. We are calculating factorial is equal to fact into I. This we have already know. So 5, 1, initial value of the factorial is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5. True means 1 into 1 is 1. Now increment the value of I by 1. 2 is less than or equal to 5. 1 into 2 is 2. Next increment the value of I. 3 is less than or equal to 5. Then you multiply. 3 into 2 is 6. Then increment I. 4 is less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then multiply these two. 6 into 4 is 24. I plus plus. 5 is less than or equal to 5. True. Then 24 into 5 is 120. Increment I. 6 is less than or equal to 5? No. No means don't do factorial is equal to factorial into I. By that time, fact is containing 120. So we need three variables. We need three variables. So here, int I comma n comma fact. Fact. Here I am reading. Enter the value of n. Printf. Enter n. Enter n. Then scanf. %d comma address of n. Address of n. So initial value of the factorial is fact is equal to 1. Fact is equal to 1. So I acts as a counter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to n. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to n. So initialization I is equal to 1. Now we are using the do while loop. So first we have to write do. So what we need to do inside the block? Fact is equal to fact into I. Fact is equal to fact into I. Then you are increasing the value of I. Then you are testing the condition. While I less than or equal to n. Here you need to write semicolon. For do while loop, it will terminate with a semicolon. Here, when the condition is false, by that time, the fact variable is containing the factorial of n. Factorial is equal to %d, comma fact. Fact return 0. Return 0. Now I am closing the program. Now here I am using the do while loop. First you do this one, then test the condition. That is the meaning of do while loop. Now here I n fact. So this is the output. Enter n. Say that n is 5. So your factorial is 1. Starting value of the factorial is 1. Now this is initialization. I is equal to 1. Now first do this one. Fact is equal to fact into I. 1 into 1, it is 1. 1 into 1, it is 1. I fact. I is 1. 1 into 1 is 1. I plus plus. I will become 2. 2 less than or equal to 5. 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes. True means again inside the block. Fact is equal to fact into I. 1 into 2, 2. 1 into 2, 2. I plus plus. I will become 3. Now again test the condition. 3 less than or equal to 5? Yes. Inside. Fact is equal to fact into I. 2 into 3, 6. I plus plus. 4. Test the condition. 4 less than or equal to 5. 4 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Then true inside the block. Fact is equal to fact into I. 6 into 4, 24. 6 into 4 is 24. I plus plus. I value is 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. True. True means inside. Fact is equal to fact into I. 24 into 5, 120. I plus plus. I is 6. Now test the condition. 6 less than or equal to 5. I have taken n value as 5. 6 less than or equal to 5. No. False. False means come outside. So here you are printing factorial is equal to fact. So what is fact is containing? Fact is containing 120. So the output is equal to factorial is equal to 120. So this is about do while loop. We have executed many programs by using the for loop and while loop. So I will give it an exercise for you people to convert the program like maximum of n number, sum of individual digits or sum of n number. So whatever the programs we have executed by using the while loop and for loop, you just convert into do while loop. So it will be an exercise for you people. So whatever the programs we have executed by using while loop, you execute by using the do while loop. Students?
Yes, sir.
Now we shall go for the nested loop, nested for loop, nested for loop. Nested for loop. So one for loop, inside another for loop, is called nested for loop. Is called nested for loop. One for loop inside another for loop is called as nested for loop. Nested for loop. We go for nested for loop only when we have to discuss about the rows and columns. Rows and columns. So where rows and columns will come? Matrices. Usually in matrices, we are going to use the nested for loop. One for loop is used for the rows, another for loop is used for the columns. So for each row, how many columns are there? So when discussing about the matrices, we use the nested for loop. Nested for loop. The rule for this is like this. The rule for nested for loop is like this. So one is for loop for initialization 1, condition 1, increment 1 or decrement 1, increment 1 or decrement 1, then flower braces. This is outer for loop. Now you have to write inside for loop. Inside for initialization 2, condition 2, increment 2 or decrement 2. Decrement 2. Then this is block 2. Block 2. Since I am taking initialization 2, condition 2, so that's why I am writing this one as block 2 set of statements. So after executing the block 2 set of statements, this is block 1. Block 1 set of statements. This is, here I have taken initialization 1, condition 1, increment 1. So this I am writing as block 1 set of statements. So here outside of this for loop 1, so here statement 1, statement 1, statement 2, etc. remaining statements are executed. Now, you see here how it will execute. So this is the outer for loop. This is the outer for loop. This is the inner for loop. This is the inner for loop. So one for loop inside another for loop is called as nested for loop. Nested for loop. So we know that for any loop control structure, 3 statements are needed. 3 expressions are needed. One is initialization, another is condition, another is increment or decrement. How the for loop executes? First it will initialize the value. Initialize the value, then test the condition. If the condition is true, then it will come inside. But inside is also one more for loop is there. So how the for loop will execute? First again it will initialize the value. Initialization 2, then test the condition. Now if it is true, block 2 set of statements are executed. When block 2 set of statements are executed, then it will come, the control will come to increment 2. After increment 2, again it will test the condition 2. If the condition 2 is true, then block 2 set of statements are executed. Then again increment 2. Test the condition. If it is true, block 2 set of statements are executed. Then increment 2. Then again test the condition. If the condition is true, block 2 set of statements are executed. Again increment 2 or decrement 2. Then test the condition. When the condition is false, then only block 1 set of statements are executed, because this is outside of this for loop. Then block 1 set of statements are executed. This block 1 belongs to this for loop, outer for loop. So after executing the block 1 statement, control will come here, increment 1 or increment 2. Then it will test the condition. If the condition is true, inside, inside. Then again it will start from the initialization of the inner for loop. Initialization, test the condition, if it is true, block 2, then increment or decrement, then test the condition, if it is true, block 2, then increment, decrement, test the condition, if it is true, block 2, increment or decrement, test the condition, if it is false, then block 1 set of statements are executed. After executing the block 1, the control will go for increment 1 or decrement 1. Then test the condition. If it is true, again it will start from the initialization 2. Repeat the process. If the condition 1 is false, then the control will executed. Remaining statements are executed. Now, I will show with a flow chart how this for loop is executed. Nested for. Flow chart. So, what is first? So, here we use a separate notation called as hexagon symbol. Hexagon symbol to reduce the length of the flow chart, we use the hexagon symbol. So, this is initialization 1. Initialization 1. This is condition 1. Condition 1. This is increment or decrement. Increment 1 or decrement 1. Decrement 1. If the condition is true, then again inside one more for loop is there. Again inside one more for loop is there. Now, this is increment, initialization 2. Initialization 2, this is condition 2. This is condition 2. Increment 2 or decrement 2. Initialization 2, condition 2, increment 2, decrement 2. If the condition is true, which block is executed? Block 2 is executed. Block 2 set of statements are executed. Block 2 set of statements are executed. When the condition is false, then block 1 statements are executed. When the condition is false, then block 1 statements are executed. Block 1 statements are executed. Now, this is statement 1. Statement 1, statement 2, statement 3, etc. Remaining statements are executed. When the statement 1 is executed, when the condition is false. When the condition 1 is false, then statement 1, statement 2, remaining statements are executed. Remaining statements are executed. Now, see here in the diagram, flow chart once again. First this is outer for loop, this is inner for loop. Inner for loop. This is inner block, this is outer block. This block belongs to this one, this block belongs to this one. Statement 1, statement 2 here are outside of the outer for loop. Now, initialization 1, test the condition. Condition 1. If the condition 1 is true, then inside. Then it will start with initialization 2, test the condition. If the condition is true, then it will execute the block 2 set of statements are executed. Then where it will go? It will go to increment 2 or decrement 2. Then test the condition. If it is true, block 2. Then increment or decrement. Test the condition. If it is true, block 2. Then increment 2 or decrement 2. Test the condition. If it is false, where it will go? It will execute the block 1 set of statements. Block 1 set of statements. Now, after executing the block 1 set of statements, it will go and increment 1 or increment 2. Increment 1 or increment 2. Now test the condition. If the condition is true, inside. Now again it will start from the initialization 2. Initialization false now. Then it will execute block 1. Then its control will go to increment 1 or increment 2. Then test the condition. If the condition is false, then it will come outside statement 1, statement 2, remaining statements are executed. So here we use the hexagon symbol to reduce the flowchart. To reduce the size of the flowchart, we use the hexagon symbol. So we write in the hexagon symbol initialization 1, condition 1, increment 1 or decrement 1. Clear everybody? So initialization 1, condition 1. First time itself the condition is false, then directly it will come to statement 1, statement 2, etc. It will not execute the inner block, inner for loop. Inner for loop. Clear everybody? Nested for loop.
Yes, sir.
Now we shall see with an example program. Then only you will get clear idea. I'll erase. So nested for loop. Nested for loop is usually used for rows and columns. Rows and columns purpose. One for loop is used for rows, another for loop is used for columns. Another for loop is used for columns. Now say that I want to print this pattern. I want to print this pattern. I want to print this pattern. So here I need to use the two for loops. One is for number of rows, another is for number of columns. So how many rows are there? 5 rows are there. 1 row, 2 row, 3 row, 4 row, 5 row. 5 rows are there. 5 rows. So if I draw this diagram like this. So how many rows are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here we need to take n as number of rows as 5 rows. Number of rows as 5 rows. Now in first row, how many stars are printed? 1 star is printed. In second row, how many stars are printed? 2 stars are printed. In third row, how many stars are printed? 3 stars are printed. In fourth row, how many stars are printed? 4 stars are printed. In fifth row, how many stars are printed? 5 stars are printed. That means in first row, how many columns are there? 1 column is there. That column is nothing but star. In second row, how many columns are there? 2 columns are there. In third row, how many columns are there? 3 columns are there. In fourth row, how many columns are there? 4 columns are there. In fifth row, how many columns are there? 5 columns are there. So here, n is the number of rows. How many rows are there? N is 5 rows. If n is 6 rows, then 6 columns. So this rows represent n. This columns represent the star. Now I will write the program for this one. Now as include stdio.h int main int n. Why n is required? N is for number of rows. Whether you want to execute for n 5 rows, 10 rows, or 10, 20 rows, or 1000 rows. N is number of rows. So for traversing each row, row 1, row 2, row 3, row 4, I am taking as I. For traversing the columns, I am taking as j. I is for traversing the rows, 1, 2, first row, second row, third row, fourth row, like that. J is for first column, second column, third column, like that. Now what we need? We need enter how many rows you want. Enter how many rows you want. I am calling that rows as n. Enter how many rows you want. I am reading as scanf. Scanf address of n. Scanf address of n. Now, since there are rows and columns are there, 5 rows and columns are there. Now I want to use the nested for loop. Nested for loop. For I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. Now, for j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus, j plus plus. Now printf, what I want to print? I want to print the star, that's it. I want to print the symbol star. Symbol star. So this is block. Now after printing the star, then I want to leave one line. For leaving one line, I will use the /n. Now return 0. Close the program. Close the program. Close the program. Now here, enter n value. Enter n. So this is output. Enter n. Enter n. Say that n I have taken as 5. N I have taken as 5. 5. Now I is 1. 1 is less than or equal to 5. True. Because n I have taken as 5. True. True means inside. True means inside. Now j is 1. 1. J less than or equal to I. J less than or equal to I. What is the value of j? J is 1, I is 1. Yes, j less than or equal to I. So true. True means inside. So what it will print? It will print star. It will print star. Then j plus plus. J plus plus. So here I will show I and j values for you. I, j. I is 1, j is 1. Now j less than or equal to I, true, inside. That's why it has printed 1 star. 1 star. Now j plus plus. Now j will increment. Inner for loop will increment. J plus plus. What is the j value? J value is 2. Now test the condition. 2 less than or equal to 1. 2 less than or equal to 1? False. 2 less than or equal to 1? False. False means you are coming outside of the inner for loop. What is the outside statement? It is printed /n. /n means the control will come here, next line. The cursor will be here. The cursor will be here. After executing this statement /n, this is the outer for loop. This is the outer for loop. It will go for increment 1 or decrement 1. So here the expression is I plus plus. So I value is 2 now. That means we are in the second row now. I plus plus means 2. We are in the second row. In second row, how many stars we need to print? We need to print 2 stars. So here come inside. Come inside. True. 2 less than or equal to 5. True. Then start with 1. Start with 1. So j is equal to 1. J is equal to 1. Now j less than or equal to I. I is 2. So 1 is less than or equal to 2. True means inside. Print star. Where it will print? Here. Star. Star. Then j plus plus. So j value is 2. 2. Now check. 2 less than or equal to I. 2 less than or equal to 2. True. Inside. Inside means again it will print star. Star. Again j plus plus. 3. 3 less than or equal to 2. False. 3 less than or equal to 2. False. When it is false, come outside. So printf /n. The cursor will come here. The cursor will come here. Now I plus plus. I plus plus. Now I will become 3. 3 means this is the third row. Third row. In third row, how many stars we need to print? 3 stars. Again, 3 less than or equal to 5? True. Now j is equal to 1. J is 1. Now test the condition. 1 less than or equal to 3? Yes. So print star. J plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes. Print star. J plus plus. 3 less than or equal to 3? Yes. Print star. J plus plus. 4 less than or equal to 3? False. False. False means it will come outside. Printf /n. The cursor will be next line. The cursor will be here. Now I plus plus. What is the value of I? I is 4. 4 less than or equal to 5? Yes. J is equal to 1. Initialize the column. J is equal to 1. 1 less than or equal to 4? Yes. Print star. J plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 4? Yes. Print star. J plus plus. 3 less than or equal to 4? Yes. Print star. 4. J plus plus. 4 less than or equal to 4? Yes. Print star. J value will become 5. 5 less than or equal to 4? False. False means come outside. Come outside and print /n. /n means the cursor will come here. The cursor will come here. Now, I plus plus. I plus plus. What is the value of I? I will become 5. 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. True. Inside. Again start with 1. Now j value will become 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. Yes. Yes means print star j plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 5. Yes. 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes. 4 less than or equal to 5. Yes. 5 less than or equal to 5. Yes. 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. False. False means printf slash n. The cursor will come to next line. Next line. Then I plus plus. I plus plus. So what is the value of I? I will become 6. But number of rows we have taken as 5. Now I value has become 6. 6. The condition is false. 6 is less than or equal to 5. The condition is false. You are coming outside. So outside there are no more statements are there. Return 0. Start the program execution. By that time you will be seeing the output as like this. 5 rows. Each row is containing first row 1 star, second row 2 star, third row 3 star, fourth row 4 star, fifth row 5 star. Is it clear everybody? Clear?
Sir, the output will always be in matrices form, sir, like rows, columns in this loop.
Yeah, usually we are using this kind of structure. The nested for loops are used for rows and columns format printing. So first row is one star is there, second row is 2 stars are there. So how many rows we are reading? N. So for counting the number of rows, I am taking the variable I. First row, we need to print this many stars. Second row, this many stars. Third row, this many stars. Fourth row, this many stars. Fifth row, this many stars. When I exceeds, number of rows exceeds N, then come outside. So what this inner for loop is doing? It is doing the column. It is doing the column. Clear everybody? Anybody having any doubt? Students?
Sir, how you took J value, sir?
J value is number of columns. I is for counting the rows. In each row, how many stars I need to print? I need to print. When I is equal to 1, I need to print 1 star. When I is equal to 2, I need to print 2 stars.
Okay, sir. Okay.
When I is 2, then I need to print this is 1 star, 2 star. When I is 3, third row, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star. When it is 4, 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star. So how many rows are there? What is the value of row number? If row number is 4, so I am printing from 1 to 4. So that's why I have taken here j less than or equal to I. When I am in fifth row, that is I is equal to 5, then I have to start from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's why I have taken j less than or equal to I. Clear everybody? Now I'll change a little bit. Now what if I want the output like this? 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So instead of stars, I want the number 1. First row, 1 number. Second row, 2 numbers. 2, 2. Third row, 3 numbers. 3, 3, 3. Fourth row, 4 numbers. 4, 4, 4, 4. Fifth row, 5 numbers. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Now, what is the change I will do is, instead of printing star, what I will do is, I will print the value of I. You will get an output. When you are in first row, you are printing 1 time. When you are in second row, second row means 2. I value is 2. You are printing 2 times I value, 2, 2. J is 1, J is 2. I will trace and show. Now, I is 1. Now n is equal to 5. Say that n I have taken as 5. Number of rows I have taken as 5. So now start with the first row. Row number 1, I is 1. 1 less than or equal to 5. Yes, 1 is less than or equal to 5. True means here we are starting with 1. 1. Okay. Now we are testing the condition. J less than or equal to I. J less than or equal to 1 less than or equal to 1. Yes, true. True means inside. So printf, what I am printing here? I am printing I. What is the I value? I value is 1. So it will print 1. It will print 1. It will print 1. J plus plus. J plus plus. J is 2. 2 less than or equal to 1. False. False means printf slash and you are coming to the next line. Next line. Then you are doing I plus plus. I value is 2. I value is 2. 2 less than or equal to 5, true, inside. Again you have to start with the initialization. J will become 1. J will become 1. 1 less than or equal to 2. Yes. So printf I. So what is the I value? I value is 2 here. Now J plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 2. Yes. So what you are printing? You are printing the I value. What is I value? I value is 2. J plus plus 3. 3 less than or equal to 2. 3 less than or equal to 2, false. False means printf slash n. You are coming cursor next line. Next line. So slash n comes here. Now I plus plus. I plus plus. I is 3. I is 3. Now again J starts from 1. 1 is less than or equal to 3. Yes, true. What you are printing? You are printing I value here. What is I value? I value is 3. J plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 3. True. What is I value? 3. Now J is equal to 3. 3 less than or equal to 3. True. What is I value? I value is 3. Now 4. 4 less than or equal to 3. False. False means come outside. What it is printing? Printf slash n. Slash n means the cursor will be in the next line. The cursor will be in the next line. Then I plus plus. This is the outer block. I plus plus. What is the value of I? 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. True. Inside. Again start J from 1. 1. 1 less than or equal to 4. Yes. What is the I value? I value is 4. J plus plus. Print fi. J plus plus. Print fi. J plus plus. 4 less than or equal to 4. Yes. Print fi. J plus plus 5. 5 less than or equal to 4. False. False means printf slash n. You are coming to the next row. Slash n takes the cursor to the next row. Then I plus plus. I value is 5. Now I value is 5. This is I, this is J. I is 5. Again start from 1. 5 is less than or equal to 5. True. Here I am writing less than or equal to true. True means start I J from 1. J is 1. 1 less than or equal to 5? Yes. So here I am printing I value. What is the current value of I? Current value of I is 5. Current value of I is 5. J plus plus 2. 2 less than or equal to 5? Yes. Printf I. J plus plus 3. 3 less than or equal to 5? Yes. Printf I. J plus plus 4 less than or equal to 5? Printf I. 5. Next J plus plus 5. 5 less than or equal to 5? Yes. 5 less than or equal to 5? Printf I. I value is 5. J plus plus 5 less than 6 less than or equal to 5? False. False means printf next line. The cursor will come here. Next line. Now test the condition. I plus plus. What is the new value of I? I will become 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. N value I have taken 5. Now the current value of I has become 6. 6 less than or equal to 5. False. False means come outside of the outer for loop. When I becomes false, you are coming here. Here no statements are there. Return 0. Close the program execution. So by this time the output will be first row will contain 1, second row will contain 2, 2, third row will contain 3, 3, 3, fourth row will contain 4, 4, 4, 4, fifth row will contain 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Clear everybody? So I am using for number of rows. This I am using for columns. Column. For each row, that many columns. If I is 1, if I is 5, J is equal to 1, J less than or equal to 5. Clear everybody? Clear? Students?
Yes, sir.
So this is important. You have to use printf slash n. Otherwise, the output will be in the same line 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. So if you don't use slash n, the output will be in a single line. So this statement belongs to inner loop. This statement belongs to outer loop. When the inner loop will become false, then only you are coming to the next line. Next line. Clear, everybody? Anybody having any doubt? Students? Students, I want to ask one question. That's why I'm asking. Clear? Now what if I want to print the output like this? 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What if I want to print this like this? What I need to change?
I2J.
I2J. We should change the positions
correct.
of lines.
Yes, correct. Because in each row, when I am in first row, it will print 1. It will print 1. When j becomes 2, the condition is false. Now I plus plus. Now again start from 1. 1, 2. It will print 1, 2. When j becomes 3, the condition is false. I plus plus. I is 3. Now j becomes 4, the condition is false. Only thing you need to change is, instead of printing I, you have to print j value. Instead of printing I, you have to print j value. You will get this pattern. You will get this pattern. I am writing here state. If you don't, you have to leave space here. You have to leave space after %d. If you don't leave space, then the output will be like this: 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It will be continuous. If you want to see the output clearly, just leave space here. Just leave space after printing the value. Then only it will be like different numbers. Otherwise, we read this one as 1, 12, 123, 120,234. This is 12,345 like that. They are separate numbers. So after %d, leave one space. Then only we will see clearly 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like that. So after %d, leave space. After that, leave space. Clear, everybody? Erase?
We should only change J at last, sir.
Only change j at last, because j is changing from 1, 2, 3 like that. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. J is changing here. If you want to print the same number, then you have to print I. I will be 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. You execute and say in that online compiler what I have shown you. Now I want to print like this: star, 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 star. I want to print like this in this pattern. Earlier I have printed like this: star, 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 star. I have printed. How many rows are there? That means stars will come. But now I want to print in this triangle form. In this triangle form, this is like equilateral triangle. Now what is the logic? We have to use the nested for loop. Now, how many rows are there? First, whenever the pattern is given, then you have to first use that. There are some rows are there, there are some columns are there. Then we have to go for nested for loop, rows and columns. Now in nested for loop, how many nesting we have to use? That we have to see. Everybody able to see this equilateral triangle stars on the board?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now we have to break this problem into different steps. Which for loop we have to use for number of rows, which for loop we have to use for number of columns, which for loop we have to use for printing the blanks, because there are blanks are also there. Now, what I will do is I will draw this diagram in this way, rows and columns format. Now I got some rows. Okay, there are some rows are there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 rows are there. 5 rows are there. Now I will divide into columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now there are some columns are there. Columns. Now we have to simplify the problem. Now, how many rows are there? N I have taken as 5. So this is I. This is J. Now, in first row, when I is 1 is less than or equal to 5. True. Inside. Now, inside this row, what we need to do? Now, star is coming at this place. It is not star here. We cannot see directly star here. So, what are these? These are blank spaces are there. How many spaces are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. After 4 blank spaces, you need to print 1 star. Clear, everybody? N. This is I. Number of spaces. This is star. So, if n is 5, if I is 1, that means we are in the first row. How many spaces we need to print? 4 spaces we need to print. 4 spaces. After 4 spaces, how many stars? 2 stars we need to print. 1 star. Clear, everybody? First row.
Yes, sir.
Now, I plus. We are printing second row. How many spaces are there? 3 spaces are there. How many stars are there? 2 stars are there. Next, I plus plus. 3 less than or equal to 4. That means we have not reached up to this many rows. We have to reach up to this many rows, right? So 3 less than or equal to 5. Third row. How many spaces are there? 2 spaces are there. How many stars are there? 3 stars are there. Now I plus plus. Fourth row. How many spaces are there? 1 space is there. How many stars are there? 4 stars are there. Fifth row. How many spaces are there? 0 spaces are there. How many stars are there? 5 stars are there. I plus plus. Sixth row. 6 is less than or equal to 5? Pass. By that time our output should be this one. Now I have taken n is equal to 5. When I have taken n is equal to 5, so there are 4 spaces. I need to print 1 star. 4 spaces. In the first row, 4 spaces, 1 star. In the second row, 3 spaces, 2 stars. In the third row, 2 spaces, 3 stars. In the fourth row, 1 space, 4 stars. In the fifth row, 0 spaces, 5 stars. So we need to generalize this one. We need to generalize general value of n. Now spaces. You look into this one. N is 5, I is 1. So how many spaces we need? 4 spaces. You generalize this one using the formula. How many spaces we need to print? We need to print n minus I spaces. N is 5. If we are in the first row, then we need to print 4 spaces. Clear, everybody? Clear?
Yes, sir.
If we are in third row, If you are in third row, what is 5 minus 3? 5 minus 3 means 2. So we need to print 2 spaces. So what is spaces? Spaces is equal to n minus I. N minus I. N minus I. Now start. First row we are there, we have to print 1 star. Second row we are there, we have to print 2 stars. So what is the star? Star is nothing but I. In which row we are, we have to print that many stars. That many stars. Shall I write the logic? Shall I write the program?
Sir,
This S.
sir, then what about the middle spaces, sir? Like in
that,
between 2 stars.
that here we leave this space, right? Percentage T after this space. That is
Yes.
the space, middle space.
Oh,
Now, spaces I will take as J. This stars I will take as K. Stars I will take as K. So I is for number of rows. J is for number of spaces. K is for I am printing the stars. I am printing the stars. Shall I write the program? So, in first row, n minus I spaces. In any row, I stars. So this n minus I, the spaces I will take the variable j, the stars I will take the variable k. Now, as include stdio.h, int main. So what are the variables we read? We need how many lines we need to print, how many rows, n rows are there. So from where we are starting? We are starting from row 1, row 2, row 3 up to n rows. So J is for number of spaces. I am taking J variable as number of spaces. I am taking this K as number of stars. Now, what we need? How many we need? How many rows we need to print? Printf, enter n. Scanf, percentage d, comma, address of n. Now, I'll just print a message. Printf pyramid pattern. Just a message onto the output screen. Pyramid pattern. Because I'm printing some pattern, I'm calling that pattern as pyramid pattern. Now, first you have to start from the rows. For I is equal to 1. First row. How many rows you need to go like that? You need to go up to less than or equal to n. Because there are n rows are there. Now I plus plus. Now open the flower base. Now in each row, this is row, inside the row, what you need to do? First we need to print the number of spaces. Then we need to print the star. For printing number of spaces, what I am using? For printing number of spaces, I want to use a variable as j. For j is equal to 1. J less than or equal to. How many spaces are there? If I in the first row, how many spaces are there?
4.
If n is 5 and I is 1,
n minus I.
Yes, less than or equal to n minus I, then j plus plus. What I am doing here? I am doing the printing space. Printing just leave one space here. This is just blank. Leave one space. Here I am not using flower bases because only one statement is there. For one statement, no need to use the flower bases. That we already seen in the conditional control structure, if statement like that. If we want to execute more than one statement, then only we are using the block. If you want to use block, you can use block. I don't want to use the block. I want to reduce the length of the program. Now, after printing the spaces, now what I need to print? I need to print the number of stars. So for stars, I want to take the variable as k. K is equal to 1, k less than or equal to. If I am n is equal to 5, if I am in first row, how many stars I need to print?
5.
No, I am in first row. First row, how many stars are there in first row?
1.
1.
One star is there. If I am in 8th row, say that n is equal to 20. If n is equal to 20, I am in 8th row. How many stars I need to print?
8.
8 stars. So, in which row I am there, that many stars I need to print. So, what is the value of I? I will check the condition as k less than or equal to I. If I am in 5th row, I will print 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I am in 100th row, if I have taken n is 100, if I am in 80th row, I will print 80 stars. So 1 to 80. So k less than or equal to I. So how many rows are there? Up to that rows, I will print stars. 1, 2, 3 up to I. This is k plus plus. K plus plus. So why I had used k? I had used k for printing the star. See that here I am leaving the space here. You have to leave one space here. Because after star, this is the space. This space is here only. This space. Because here I have printed only these spaces. This J will leave only the beginning spaces, not the middle spaces. Middle spaces is left by using this printf. After star, you leave one space. Now, once again, you are in row. This I had used for rows. Inside the row, what you are doing? You are doing some spaces. You are leaving some spaces and you are printing stars. After that row, you have to go to next row. So in next row, how you come to the next row? By using the /n. Close this flower brace, then return 0. Close the program. Now enter n. N I have taken as 4. I want to print only 4 rows because there is less space. I want to take only 4. Now I is 1. N is 5. N is 4. So 1 is less than or equal to 4. True inside. So J is 1. N minus I. What is N? N is 4. 4 minus 1? 4 minus 1 is 3. So it will leave 3 spaces. It will leave 3 spaces. Cleared everybody? This for loop. So I is 1, J is 1, J 2, 3. When J becomes 4, condition will become false, then it will come to the star. Cleared up to this one? Clear? How many spaces are there? N. N is 4. 4 minus 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So it will leave 3 spaces. 1 is less than or equal to 3. J plus plus 2 is less than or equal to 3. J plus plus 3 is less than or equal to 3. When J will become 4, 4 less than or equal to 3 is false. Then you are coming to printing star. Clear? Cleared up to here?
Yes, sir.
Now k is equal to 1. K I am taking for printing the star. So k less than or equal to I. So what is the I value? I value is 1. So 1 is less than or equal to 1. True. True means print star. So it will print star. K plus plus. K is 2. 2 less than or equal to 1. False. False means it will not execute this one. Control will come here. So print as /n. So you are coming to the next line. Now I plus plus. I is 2. this is I, this is J, this is K. So here I is 1, J is 1, 2, 3. 3 spaces. When it is 4, it is false. It is 1. When K is 2, it is false. Now I plus plus. I is 2. 2 less than or equal to 4. Yes. What is n minus I? N is 4. What is I? I is 2. N minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. So how many spaces it will print? J is equal to 1, J is equal to 2. When J is 3, it will become false. N minus I will become false. Now, how many spaces? 2 spaces. Then it will print K star. So what is K? 1, 2, 3. When 3 up to I, right? K less than or equal to I. So it will print 2 stars. So after star, you leave some space, then you print star. Star. When K will become 3, false. Then you are going to I plus plus. Printed slash and I plus plus. The cursor is here now. The cursor is here. I plus plus. I is 3. I is 3. 3. What is n? N is 4. 4 minus 3. What is 4 minus 3? 4 minus 3 is 1. So 1. 1 less than or equal to 1. Yes. Printf space. So 1 space is printed. J plus plus. J is 2. 2 less than or equal to 1. False. So only 1 space is printed. 1, 2. When J becomes 2, it will fall. Now, start from K. K. So, K less than or equal to what? 1 less than or equal to 3? Yes. So, print as star. K plus plus. 2 less than or equal to 3? Print as star. K plus plus. 3 less than or equal to I? Yes. Print as star. 4. 4 less than or equal to I? False. Whenever it is false, then only you are coming to print as slash n. Slash n. Next line. Next line. Now, what is the value of I? I plus plus. This is I, J, K. I plus plus. I is 4. 4 less than or equal to 4. N is 4. Now true. True means inside. True means inside. N is 4. I is 4. 4 minus 4? 0. 4 minus 4? Now it is 0. This is 0. Now J is starting from 1. J is 1. 1 less than or equal to 0. If the condition is true, false. 1 is not less than 0, 1 is not equal to 0, 1 is greater than 0. The condition is false, so it will not print any spaces. It will not print any spaces. It will directly go to printing star, K. Now K is 1. 1 less than or equal to 4. It will print star here. 2. 2 less than or equal to 4. Print star. 3. 3 less than or equal to 4. Print star. 4. 4 less than or equal to I. Yes. Print star. 5. 5 less than or equal to 4. False. False means printf slash n. It will come to next line. Now I plus plus. What is the value of I? I will become 5. I will become 5. What I have taken n value? N value is 4. If 5 is less than or equal to 4. False. False means you are coming outside of the outer for loop. So return 0, stop the program execution. By that time, the output will be like this. If you give 10, you will get 10 rows. If you give 5, you will get 5 rows. Clear, everybody? Anybody having any doubt?
Sir, where will be the pyramid pattern?
And this is the pyramid. You are not saying, okay, that message, okay. This one, yes, the pyramid pattern. Pyramid pattern. The pyramid pattern is below. This message is displayed onto the output screen. Cleared, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Student? Others?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whenever the pattern programs are there usually, then you have to think about how many rows are there. In each row what we need to do. Whether we need to print blank and star or whether directly we need to paint the star. Erase. Now, 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 this is reverse pyramid, reverse pyramid. You need to print like this. So row 1, 5 stars, row 2, 4 stars, row 3, 3 stars, row 2, 2 stars, row 4, 2 stars, row 5, 1 star. Reverse. Reverse. Say that n is 5. 5 rows are there. I is 1. So this is spaces. This is spaces. How many spaces are there? 0 spaces are there. This is star. How many stars are there? 5 stars are there. Now, in second row, how many spaces are there? I am counting only the first space. This is after star. 1 space is there. How many stars are there? 4. In third row, how many spaces are there? 2 spaces are there. How many stars are there? 3. In fourth row, how many spaces are there? 3 spaces. How many stars are there? 2. In fifth row, how many spaces are there? In fifth row, how many spaces are there? 4 spaces. How many stars are there? 1 star is there. Now you have to write this one in the general formula. General formula. Now, in first row, how many spaces are there?
0.
0 spaces are there. How many stars are there? 5 stars are there. 5 stars are there. Now can you write the general formula?
N minus K, sir.
So this is J, this is K. This is J. J for I am taking as spaces, K I am taking for stars. K I am taking as stars. So if I want to have 0, how many spaces are there? So here,
I minus 1.
I minus 1.
I minus 1. I minus 1. I minus 1. Now this one, how you write?
N minus I minus 1.
N minus
N minus I. Say that n minus I. 5 minus 1. 5 minus 1 is 4. N minus I minus 1
Plus 1.
plus 1. N minus I plus 1. N is 5. 5. Say that we are in the third row. So 5 minus 3 plus 1. 5 minus 3. 2. 2 plus 1. So 3. So we got 3 stars. Got everybody? So n minus I plus 1. Now, say that we are in the fifth row. N minus I plus 1. So n is 5, number of rows, minus I is 5 plus 1. So how many stars we get? We get 1 star. So we have to take n minus I plus 1 for printing the star. For printing the spaces, n minus I minus 1. Clear? Shall I write the program?
Yes, sir.
No. Now time up today. I will stop here class. So I will give this one as an assignment for you people. Assignment. Printing in the reverse order. Will you do? 5 stars, 4 stars, 3 stars, 2 stars, 1 star. If n is 5. If n is 100, 100 stars, 99 stars, 98 stars, 97 stars, like that. So you try this one. In row 1, first print the number of spaces, then print the number of stars. Or you can print the stars or you can print the spaces. It's your wish. You can write the program in any order. So today I will stop the class. Wait for 1 second. I will take the download the attendance.
In place of n minus I, we should take n minus I plus 1.